So you know we're in the time period known as the Season for Nonviolence between the memorials of Martin Luther King Jr. and Mahatma Gandhi. And so much of our programming is reminding us of that. And these words of Lao Tzu as well. If there is right in the soul, there will be beauty in the person. If there is beauty in the person, there will be harmony in the whole. If there is harmony in home, there will be order in the nation. If there is order in the nation, there will be peace on earth. There will be peace on earth. If there is right in the soul, there will be beauty in the person. If there is beauty in the person, there will be harmony in the whole. If there is harmony in home, there will be order in the nation. If there is order in the nation, there will be peace on earth. There will be peace on earth. A truth that has been alive and well since the beginning of time. If there is right in the soul, there will be beauty in the person. If there is beauty in the person, there will be harmony in the whole. If there is harmony in home, there will be order in the nation. If there is order in the nation, there will be peace on earth. There will be peace on earth. There will be peace on
How about that? Ooh, yeah, that's quite a message. Thank you, David. Good morning.
Good morning.
How is everybody? Thank you. Yes, it's my birthday.
All right, so let's sing her happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brenda. Happy birthday to you.
That was just practice. We're
And
going
all
to
I
do it
did
again
was
later.
be born. That was practice. Yeah, I got some surprise guests here today. My family's here. Thank you. I didn't know, so thank you for coming. Let's start with a few announcements. Thank you to Roy. What beautiful music this morning. Thank you so much. Gorgeous. This Wednesday evening, join us at 7 p.m. for drumming. It's a lot of fun. We have the drums. Just come and have a great time. That's 7 o'clock. Before that, at 5:30, A Course in Miracles study group will meet. That's true, right?
Yes.
Okay. A Course in Miracles will meet at 5:30. Also, here's the big news. CSL annual business meeting is today following the service. Of course, I know, it's very exciting. Everybody is welcome. We are going to have the meeting downstairs. We have some soup and bread to feed you, so you can go get through the whole meeting with us. So that'll happen. You know, we won't start the meeting right away for people who want to just do fellowship and have some refreshments downstairs. We're going to wait a little bit. I'll get a little bit prepared and then come down and have the meeting. So if you're not staying for the meeting, please, you don't need to leave right away. Go downstairs for fellowship first, and then we'll go into the meeting. There's also a sign-up sheet now for Lou's 2-week spring renewal class called Growing You. And I put the little handout blurb on the table next to the sign-up sheet so that you could read about that. The dates are March 15th and March 22nd from roughly 1 to 3 p.m. And of course, if you have questions, you can ask Lou. She's here. Very excited about that class, Lou. So thank you so much for offering that. I'm going to share this now. I have one other thing just to share. It's an email that I got, and I really wanted to share it with you because they asked me to share it with you. It says, Dear Faith Leader, I hope this message finds you well. I am writing to invite you and your congregation to join together in a regional day of fasting. I don't know about that part today. We're going to have to fast in our minds. And prayer for moisture on March 1st. Okay? As spiritual leaders, we understand there is a power in unified faith. Throughout history and across traditions, communities have witnessed remarkable blessings when hearts are joined in humility and petition before God. While we may worship in different settings, we share a common dependence upon the Lord and a shared stewardship for this land and the people who call it home. Our region is in need of moisture. Rather than approaching this need individually, I believe there is great strength in approaching it together, united in purpose, united in hope, and united in faith. We stand together, we demonstrate not only our reliance on God, but also the spiritual unity of our community. If you feel prompted, we would be honored for you and your congregation to participate and offer prayers according to your tradition on March 1st. There is no formal gathering, simply a shared day of collective faith and petition. Thank you for the good you do in our community. It is a blessing to serve alongside you. With respect and appreciation, Morgan Yost, Montrose, Colorado State President of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Isn't that awesome, you guys? So praying in our tradition, how about we silently pray right now in any way. Let's just take a moment of silence and in your own way, pray for moisture for our region and our community. Can we do that for just a moment? All right. Okay, thank you so much. I was moved by this letter or this email.
Amen.
I really like that, and Lou may, if you choose to add something about moisture in your and lead us, that would be great. I'm surprising her too. So, all right. Let's see. Let's say our vision together right now. Here we go. This center offers a path for awakening to the realization of oneness. Open hearts, inspired life, empowered love. Our spiritual community welcomes all people to embrace oneness as the truth of our being. Together, we see a world of love, peace, and abundance for all.
The presence of God is in this place. I glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
Please join with me deep in your heart, knowing that Spirit, God, is always right there, awaiting our acknowledgement. Settled into this calming presence of Spirit, of God, of oneness, the source of all creation, I am uplifted by this never-ending love, this creativity, this peace, this promise of goodness, the goodness of all life. And in this awareness, I breathe this breath of life, knowing that I am part of the whole, that we each are a part of this whole, as Spirit moves in and through and around each of us, a unique individualization, a unique diversity of life forms. And knowing this, I embrace the diversity of life, honoring each individual expression of Spirit. And as we embrace this divine moment and commune with Spirit, I affirm that we are comforted, calmed, and renewed in our thinking. I declare that we each make holy use of our inherent blessings, our divine birthright, that we are conscious beings of peace, that we are moving and growing each day in awareness of our divinity. And as we tap into our divinity, we find harmony, we find peace, we find balance in our lives. Whether it's time of stress, whether it's time of joy, we are always engulfed, immersed, and comforted by that inner peace, that inner joy, that inner goodness that is each and every one of us. And in this goodness is the livingness of life. And I speak my word for the moisture that brings life and growth to all of nature, to that water that is so life affirming. And so I speak my word declaring that spirit is moving across the land and moisture is being deposited in those places where it is needed, that there is abundance of moisture bringing forth an abundance of life-giving life. I know that this moisture is the basis of life, that we are water incarnate, actually, and everything that we eat and everything that we see is open and receptive to more moisture and more life. The prayer requests are already active in the mind of God, enfolded in love, expressing in peace, harmony, health, love, prosperity. That spirit is in the midst of each request, restoring life to its fullest expression in divine order. That there is wisdom and intelligence guiding each request into a greater awareness and a greater expression of their divine heritage. And today we are so blessed by the volunteers and the staff that bring us a meaningful message today. We are blessed by the volunteers, the music, everyone that is here as part of this expanded awareness of life, a unified expression of love in action. So I just give thanks for this awareness, knowing that the fullness of spirit is in each individual and all of creation. And those words that have been spoken are moving into creation as we speak. So in trust and confidence, I release this prayer into the law of love, knowing it is already the truth of our being, the truth of our region, the truth of the world, as we join together and declare, and so it is.
Holy Spirit, within, help me to bloom into all that I am. Help me to love the whole of the world. I ask for beauty in myself. I ask for beauty in the world. I ask for beauty in all of humanity. Holy Spirit within, help me to bloom into all that I am. Help me to love the whole of the world.
Good morning. Welcome to the 1st of March. So we can go forward, just marching along. So I would like to remind you of the prayer chest that's just down the stairs and to the left. Nice, beautiful red flowered box. If there's anything on your mind that's giving you some distress, you need a little support, a little more love in your life to give you a little more faith and courage in what you're doing and where you want to go, please put your concerns and your desires in the prayer chest, and the practitioner will be doing affirmative prayer on your behalf this week. And from Rumi, love is the energizing elixir of the universe, the cause and effect of all harmony. And from Louise Hay, when we create harmony in our minds and hearts, we will find it in our lives. The inner creates the outer, always.
In these next words, we see the divinity Lou was talking about, our I am presence, that we each are in action. Whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers, that you do unto me. When I was hungry, you gave me to eat. When I was thirsty, you gave me to drink. Now enter into the home of my Father. Whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers, that you do unto me. When I was homeless, you opened your door. When I was naked, you gave me your coat. Now enter into the home of my Father. Whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers, that you do unto me. When I was weary, you helped me find rest. When I was anxious, you calmed all my fears. Now enter into the home of my Father. Whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers, that you do unto me. When in a prison, you came to my cell. When on a sick bed, you cared for my needs. Now enter into the home of my Father. Whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers, that you do unto me. When I was laughed at, you stood by my side. When I was happy, you shared in my joy. Now enter into the home of my Father. Whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers, that you do unto me. whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers, that you do unto me.
All right, thank you so much, David. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you, girl. Jeez, keeps on clapping. Okay, so our 2026 focus for the year is, you tell me. Love revelation. Yes, so these Charles Fillmore's words, an unveiling of love, a disclosure of truth. The Spirit of truth is revealing the hidden wisdom of love to all who earnestly seek it. And the things that we talk about here at CSL can help us to become aware of and in tune with the Spirit of truth. When we can become in tune with this truth, then the wisdom of love will guide us to our ideal life. And to actually practice these spiritual laws is earnestly seeking them. That is to earnestly seek them. So we're about, yes, studying and talking about these spiritual ideas, but more than that, we're about practicing the spiritual laws. So for March, we have a brand new month here. Our focus is going to be integration, balance, and harmony. And we also are still in our season for nonviolence, which marks those 64 days between the anniversaries of the deaths of Mohandas Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. So the music that we offer during this time period is in honor of a season for nonviolence. Okay, so integration, balance, and harmony. Today, actually, for my own sanity mostly, I have a video message for you. And so we will start on our balance and harmony integration, not even next week, but the couple weeks afterwards. And this is March, isn't it? And we have some of the fam band right here today. So if you guys can stand up. Yeah, that's you guys. So we have, we have Roy and Bailey and Charles and Zoe here, and then of course the grandkids. That's little Arlo. We got Mossy in the back, and where's Winnie? Winnie's back there too. So I'm telling you that because the family band plays on the fifth Monday? Is anyone going to be here on the 5th? Is there even a 5th Monday? The 5th Sunday, March 29th, we have our Prosperity Sunday where we share our exceptional income, and the family band will be here to perform for us. I'm very excited about that. Let's get back to what I'm doing here. Dr. Roger Teal from Mile High Church is whose message I am showing today. I think it's called Trust Love, but let's just watch it. How about that? Here we go.
The flute of the infinite is ceaselessly playing, and its sound is love. Throughout the ages, enlightened masters have urged humankind to not only trust but prove the power of the divine energy of love. And chief among them, Jesus. He came forth as the supreme announcer of a love within us all and throughout the cosmos. And he said, you can set all of the other theological laws and codes aside. And he said, just simply do this, but do it well. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul. And love your neighbor as yourself. In my humble estimation, much of institutional Christianity that has followed has simply paid lip service to Jesus' call to this kind of love, very often promoting the idea of an angry God keeping records on us all with consequences that aren't pleasant, but yet loves us. A continual parade of heartless policies and processes, and so much that has increased the divisiveness within the human family. So much so that I sense this is what Anne Lamott was getting at when she declared, you can safely assume you've created God in your own image, when it turns out he hates all the same people you do. And yet there is this deep mystic Christianity that we celebrate, that we support, that has remained true to the deep teachings of that great master, and is still promoted by various scholars, theologians, and leaders in certain facets of Christianity. Chief among them is a man I've enjoyed studying with a bit, Richard Rohr, a Franciscan priest down in Albuquerque. Very powerful thinker, very much in alignment with what we're about. And I want to put some words up for you to feast on that he said. The people who know God well, the mystics, the hermits, those who risk everything to find God, always meet a lover, not a dictator. God is never found to be an abusive father or a tyrannical mother, but always a lover who is more than we dared hope for. How different than the account manager that most people seem to worship. God is a lover who receives and forgives everything. And yet, sadly, most of humanity simply equates this love of which we speak as simply a romantic or emotional feeling or experience, rather than a cosmic energy and a healing power that we have access to. And sadly, as we lose track of that aspect of our nature, we fall prey to the lesser psychological aspects of our nature, often called the ego. The ego defends against love, even though the greatest truth of you and me is love. The ego defends against love because the ego is grounded in a sense of inadequacy and unworthiness, which then becomes the ground for the fear and the sense of separation that constantly is exuded from this egoic state of awareness. And so when the ego considers love, it distorts it. Rather than its pure healing energy, it brings these distortions, and our biggest challenge is to discern them and release them in our own expression of this highest state of our being. The defenses, for instance, the walls we build, the masks, the coldness in our lives, the demands that we sometimes place, the strings we attach to our love or to love itself, and then the dependencies, the clinging that often suffocates a relationship. We bring all of this into this sacred thing called love, and our great job is to release those distortions and then bring forth a greater mindfulness. Mindfulness that in every transaction and every interaction, virtually every experience of our lives, we are choosing. And we are choosing either fear or love. And to also be mindful of the many masks that fear wears, the masks of resistance, alibis and excuses, avoidance, practicality, gotta be practical, and stubbornness. So many masks fear wears. And yet all the while, something within us awaits the time when we step beyond the ways we defend and protect our lives and seek to let the greatness of our essence guide us and empower us. We need it so fully. You see, God is love, and they that dwell in love dwell in God and God in them. And the sacred core of your being is the God within. Therefore, the truth to remember is that you are love. What you are is love. What I am is love. And we can begin to explore and stand for and trust the greater dimension of our being, which is love. To notice when the ego jumps in, because it seldom packs its bags and leaves when we decide to be about our spiritual business. But we can expand beyond that. We can transcend that and create the opening through which love works and serves in our life. Now, this applies to virtually every area of our life, but I want to share some of them in particular that are really important ones for trusting love. And the first of them is when you have to decide, trust love. Trust love. The more we practice living with an open heart and attuning ourselves, rescuing ourselves from the pitfalls of fear and attuning to the love of our nature, the more the voice of love, the still small voice, the voice of guidance will rise up more fully and regularly within us. It's powerful and important to listen to that voice, especially when we find ourselves at turning points in our life or crossroads. It's very important to trust love, because very often the voice of guidance will challenge us, and we'll experience that the head and the ego dive in to say, oh yeah, but, that not now, oh yeah, but that can't be, there's this reason and that reason, and all the while there's that something within that knows. And so very often it seems easier and safer to brush it aside. I experienced this in 2017 when in my meditations I became troubled with the voice saying it's time to shift out of what you've been doing for all these many years. And it's time to enter into a different kind of ministry. It's time to shift and explore and give yourself room for something else to develop and grow within you. And that was one of the most difficult decisions of my life. And I know it has been difficult for you, Dr. Patty, and probably is equally difficult for Dr. Raz, Reverend Barry, and so many of my colleagues and people who served well. But there comes a time. And so when you have to decide, what do you listen to? Where is the leadership? Is it here, in the head, or here? Here. Oh, there may be practicalities to consider, but as heart math and other research efforts are showing, your greatest power and wisdom is your heart, not your head. And our lives begin to take the upward path when we listen to the heart. May create great changes, and I referenced Dr. Michelle's outstanding message of 2 weeks ago. Listen to it again about change. And yet when we trust love, then life takes us truly forward. And so when you have decisions, ask this question: what is love's leading here? What is love's leading? What is my heart's leading in this? And go that way. Next, trust love when things look the worst. Trust love then. Now that's quite often when it's most tempting to abandon love and enter into some other strategy, whether it's aggressiveness or retreat or panic, whatever the case may be. When things look worse, not trusting love causes us to shut down from healing energies that are available nonetheless. And when we shut down from those healing energies, we also move ourselves out of the flow of what we in this teaching call divine right action. That intentionality within the spiritual universe to always lead us into our highest and best, if we'll allow it. If we will allow it. When things look worse, it's time to bring that love energy to bear upon our choices, of course, but also upon our very countenance, upon the energies, and upon our willingness to say yes to something greater than appearances and circumstances in our midst. I think of the parade of experiences I've been so privileged to have as I walk side by side with so many of you in life. That's what we ministers get to do as we grow our own lives. We get to participate in the journey that you all bring. And I thought of so many this week in preparation for this. I thought of when I rushed to a hospital and joined a young couple who was having their second baby, not expected to live, in an incubator, blue, the respiratory system not working, and how we gathered, we joined hands around that beautiful baby, and we just acknowledged that we were afraid, but we turned to something greater than that, and we just loved that baby and accepted love in the midst of us in that situation. And we ended that prayer, and about an hour later, her respiratory system kicked in. And she was fine. I was privileged to then officiated her wedding a number of years later. But it didn't look great. But we stood in that love. And sometimes the most difficult thing to do is to stand in love amidst our losses in this life. And yet still to trust love. I'm thinking of so many I've worked with, especially one lady who, she and her husband had a relationship of many, many decades. And then all of a sudden, he collapsed and was gone. And the deep grieving, she did good grieving. She embraced her feelings and she grieved. And the other good thing she did was she dived into this teaching even more fully than she had. Because it's here for us, gang. And she dived into it and she applied it to her situation. And she took classes and she continued her growth such that, and she kept her heart open, that's the biggest thing. A couple of years later, about 2.5 years later, another partner walked into her life. And they joined hands and moved into another chapter. Out of the agony of loss, still she trusted love and let it continue to bless her. Her husband had his healing by means of his passing. Sometimes that's when we have to trust that love that has birthed you and me, knows how to take us forward, even when we do release this physical garment. Trust love. Trust love and let it support you. Erica and I have created our own unique little kind of prayer form. We call it the even though prayer form, and it's pretty much affirmative prayer as you know it, and it's taught here. But what we want to do is we want to not deny our natural feelings. And many people in our teaching feel guilty that they ever are afraid, or they're ever grieved, or they're ever down, or discouraged. And while we don't want to stay stuck in those arenas, there's nothing wrong with our humanness, that we have those feelings. But we also have access to the more. So we call this the even though prayer. And what we would pray is, even though I'm afraid in this moment, or even though my heart aches in this moment, or even though I don't know what to do, what I know is the love and the light of my true self knows. And I stand for this love. I invite this love. I align with this love. I live in this love. And I bless this person in this love, or this situation in this love. And what that does is it makes us feel like we have included what's natural to us without fighting it, which just gives it more energy. And we've expanded into that something greater. You might find that when things look worst, pray in that way. Also, when you're guided to help, trust love. You know, there are needs swirling around all of us. You can't escape that. And no one of us can meet and supply every one of the needs that shout at us in the world as we encounter it. And yet, what we can do is listen to that guiding light, that voice of love within us that will alert us when we really can be of service in a certain situation that says, help this one, or do this thing, do this. And I encourage you to follow it, because oftentimes that's when the miracles, that's when the transformations can occur. When somebody's alert enough and trusts love enough to not sweep away these opportunities. It was reported in the Huffington Post, the story about Justice Uwayesu. In 1994, he lost his father and mother in execution. They were executed amidst the Rwandan genocide. And he was a young boy at that time. By the time he was 8, he had wandered nearly 100 miles and ended up in the garbage dump for the city of Kigali, which was the capital of Rwanda. And amid the stench, he ate only from the garbage, and he slept in a stripped-down car. Here's a picture of him at the time, Justice Uwayesu. On one Sunday, a visitor from the United States named Claire Effiong, she was traveling there in a taxi, and she felt she'd been guided to find a way to make a difference there, somehow. And so she was in this taxi, and there she saw that dump, and she saw the children scavenging there. And she said, "Stop," to the taxi driver, and he did. And then through an interpreter, she started a conversation with some of the children. And eventually she asked them what they wanted. And of course, many answered money or clothes. Then little Justice said, "I want to go to school." That so touched her that she swept him up, put him in the taxi, took him to some friends where he could get medical attention, nourishment, and rest. And then before leaving, she said to her friends, "I will support the education of this boy. If you'll support him here, I'll support him. I'll pay for all the school fees, the materials, the uniforms, the shoes, whatever." Her friends agreed. And from the very beginning, Justice excelled. He learned 5 languages. He became brilliant in chemistry and math. And later on, he was selected to be a part of a Rwandan scholar program that prepared young people there to apply for international scholarships. And he did apply, and he was granted entrance into Harvard. And he graduated in 2018. Here's a picture of him today, by the way. Justice USC. And he's paying it forward now. He's created 7 United Rwandan Youth Network, and he's a part of uplifting Rwandan youth out of the poverty that many experience. And I guess the question that haunts me, and I offer to all of you, is would you know when to tell the taxi driver stop? Would your heart be heard enough? Yeah. When you're guided to help, trust love. One more. When the divisiveness seems overwhelming, trust love. As it does now in our country and in our world. That there's always a higher truth. And it calls us to be its instruments, to be its expression. There are always ways through the heart for breakthrough. I want to close with a very favorite reading. But first I want to tell you about some research. And this research was pointed out by Mark Nepo. And Mark reports the research that if you take 2 live cells from the heart, 2 heart cells from different people, and you place them in a petri dish, eventually they will start beating together. They'll develop a common beat. And Mark writes, there is in the very nature of life itself some essential joining force. This force is what makes compassion possible, even probable. For if 2 cells can find the common pulse beneath everything, how much more can full hearts feel when all the excuses fall away? It feels incredibly uplifting that without even knowing each other, there exists a common beat between all hearts, just waiting to be felt. So, beloved ones, now is the time for us to trust love. Let's not talk a good game about it, not let the ego distort it, but to trust love when you have to decide. Trust love when things look the worst. Trust love when you're guided to help. Oh, and trust love when the divisiveness seems overwhelming. Trust the greater power. It's in you. A great affirmation to call you to this is sacred love flow through me now. Sacred love, higher love, flow through me now. You'll be blessed when you do.
God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you every star shine, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every springtime. God, you are every snowfall. God, you are every season, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything I fall, everything you know, everything I know is you. 'Cause you are the very breath I breathe, and your perfect love created me. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything you know, everything you know, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything you know, everything you know, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything you know, everything you know, everything I know is you.
All right, this is the time that we can consciously participate in that spiritual law of circulation. As the usher comes forward, please take your gift in your hand. And I know that this gift is a small token of all that I have received, and I joyfully and gratefully share as it goes forth, continuing the good in my church, my community, and the world, and the flow continues. And our affirmation, the more joy I allow, the more money I generate.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are the face of love. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Face of God.
And from the face of God, these gifts are gratefully received, for they go forth, enlivening our world, our community, and our church into a greater expression of the divine. And so it is.
With a grateful heart and a grateful mind, I offer this sacred prayer. Thank you.
It's almost time for the meeting, you guys. I've been planning this and planning it, so it's gonna be whatever it is, and you're gonna like it. No, I'm gonna like it. How about that? I can't think of anything else that I need to say, but I really know that I need this monthly contemplation today. So I love these affirmations, so join me in these as we finish up here today. Here we go. I welcome today with an open heart and a clear mind. My energy is calm, grounded, and full of purpose. I trust myself to handle whatever this day brings. I choose peace over pressure, presence over perfection. Thank you, Spirit. And so it is.
I release and I let go. Let the Spirit of my life and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see light. I am parading in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit of my life and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Here's our last affirmation. Here we go. I am a bold, courageous, happy person with a big, smiling heart.